Today we go from rockets back to historic Florida as we travel up from Titusville to St Augustine with a spot of retail therapy and a historic guest house thrown in for good measure. Join us.
So we're on our way to, what is it called, Steve?
The Tanger Outlets, Daytona Beach.
Right, Tanger Outlet, Daytona Beach, which is an outlet place. We've never been to this one before. We're currently on the I-95 going north to Daytona Beach, and going to do a little bit of shopping. And one of my favourite shops is there, isn't it, Steve? Yes. And a couple of your favourite shops are there. Yeah. So we'll have a look. And it's a beautiful day. I've got a cold. Been coughing and sneezing for the last couple of days.
As you do when we go.
Yeah, just seems to be getting worse. But anyway, I shall plough on to the shopping. You know, I'll just plough on. I'll probably have a coughing fit in a minute. So we've just been staying in the Hampton Inn at Titusville, which is very nice, wasn't it, Steve?
Yeah, I quite enjoyed it.
Very pleasant for if you're like touring around and stuff. And
free breakfast.
Free breakfast.
Wi-Fi.
Which, you know, it was no great shakes, but it was enough to, you know, there's always egg and sort of potato thing every day, and
make your own waffles.
Yeah, Steve likes making his own waffles, and what else was there? Sausages, and you know, so and yogurt and pastries. Yeah. So it was fine. So as I said, we stayed 3 nights there, and now we're on our way. Well, we're going to the shopping mall, and then we're going to St Augustine. I'm going to stay at the Cedar House Inn, which it's like one of these old houses with a veranda going all the way around. So that'll be nice.
I think that only takes about 8 cars, 8 people.
Yeah. Well, as long as we get a car parking space.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. And so we'll report back from that. It does lovely breakfasts there, evidently. And looking at the pictures, certainly is. So we'll film all that when we get there.
Take exit 265. Turn right onto Outlet Boulevard, Technology Boulevard.
The Tanger Outlet was dead easy to find and was probably about 30% of the way up towards St Augustine, making it an ideal stop. It's very typical of the outlet malls that we find around Florida, clean with lots of water features. And this is Hey Jude. Joanne loves their shoes. As do I. And here is the store that Joanne has been waiting for, Lane Bryant. She's probably been buying clothes there for over 30 years, and this is the only Lane Bryant outlet store in Florida, so it was lucky that we were going past the door. And from my perspective, the good thing about this particular outlet area is that it has 2 stores that I'm interested in. Tommy Bahama's, which we can get at one of the outlet places near where we normally stay, but also Robert Graham, and I very rarely find a Robert Graham outlet store, so it suited both of us. We just find shopping in Florida so much more fun than doing it in the UK. The shopping malls are a lot less congested.
Continue on I-95 north, 45 miles.
So we made a few purchases and then got back on the road to complete the trip up towards St Augustine, which is where we're going to stay for the next few days.
Take exit 311, then use the right lane to take the slip road to St Augustine. Turn right onto West King Street.
Right, you're turning right in 500 foot.
So we've now arrived at our hotel, which is the Cedar House Inn, and it's a magnificent looking building. This 3-storey Victorian house is truly tremendous. We managed to park the car round the back of the hotel, and we found a really great spot which was partially covered by the balcony, and it kept the car really cool during the day. There were also some steps from our parking location which led directly up to our room. Our room was on the second floor to the left hand side of the building, and the only real issue we had was getting the rather heavy cases up to that floor. Directly below our room was a lovely rustic space with crazy natural paving, vegetation, and it backed onto the veranda. Whilst there was a side entrance that you could go in if you'd actually registered at the hotel, we had to use the front entrance, and it opens up into a very narrow hallway with stairs that went upstairs. And then to the left hand side there was a group of probably 3 different spaces that made up the entirety of the dining room, which had a really nice homely feel to it. Our table was actually in the corner here with a great view overlooking the street. One of the features of this house was the original stained glass windows that looked absolutely magnificent. Those, together with the period furniture, really set the house off beautifully. The house is one of a few that's owned by this particular company, and they make a point of keeping them as original as they possibly can, and it really does work actually. Check-in was super easy, and to our surprise we were actually offered home-baked cookies and directed towards a fridge in the corner where you could get unlimited free drinks. Absolutely superb and totally unexpected. I hadn't seen that in any of the details at all. Also unexpected was that, having looked around the dining area, we were actually also invited to go in and have a look around the kitchen, and there's those cookies again. The kitchen was beautiful, not what one would have expected in a commercial property, but very much in keeping with the Victorian house. The house itself was built in 1893. It features 10-foot high ceilings, together with polished pine floors. To one side of the kitchen was the office space, and that was where we'd actually checked in. And surrounding that area were a number of vouchers and the ubiquitous maps and guides that you expect. So it's now time to go upstairs and to introduce you to our room for our room review. So we're on the second floor and to the left hand side of this corridor.
Hello everybody. Well, we've just arrived in St Augustine and we're in the most beautiful inn. It's called the Cedar House Inn, and it was built in 1893, and I don't even know where to start. I will just say there won't be any USB points here at all, and apologies if I start coughing. Anyway, let's just turn you around. This is just amazing. So there's like all these lovely pictures and lamp, and it's a 4-poster bed, and it seems very comfortable. I think Steve will be having a fight with those pillows later. I'll show you the bathroom separately, which is in that door in a minute, because, yeah, I'll just show you the mirror. There's the air conditioning there. And then over here is a bath and shower.
Which you would normally think would have been in the bathroom.
But it's not. So that's going to be... oh, it's a jacuzzi bath, look. Jacuzzi bath, Steve.
Yep.
And it's got all these, you know, curtains hanging down. And, excuse me, television, which is on a cupboard which looks like suitcases. And we were offered some cookies when we came, which we've eaten. Oh God, what was in them, Steve? It was coconut and walnuts and oats and chocolate chips, everything. It was all sticky and gooey. We've eaten those. And we got 2 bottles of water, and you can just go and get coffee whenever you like.
Better than that, you can go and get wine whenever you want.
Oh yeah, there's a fridge here, and there's free water, free soda, and red wine, and white wine, I think it was. All free, complimentary. So there's a little wardrobe there. And outside there's a little veranda, which we'll show you later. What do you think, Steve?
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. Really nice. Very different.
It's got a lovely old fan up there. So I'll show you the bathroom now. That's something else. So first of all, there's a couple of robes there. I think they've got the Cedar House Inn on them. They're lovely. And then this is the toilet and the bathroom, which, you know, it's a great big mirror and things, and it's got a thing for your makeup, fresh milk and shea butter lotion. And then I did own one of these already, but these lovely little soaps. Oh, I better put that in the bin actually, Joanne. It's under there. And yeah, toilet roll tissues and everything, and little towels there. No idea what's in there. No, that's locked. Yeah, so the toilet. As I've just shown you, the bath is next door. So there's sockets, but no USB. But I think we can, considering it was built in 1893, I think we can let them off for not having any USB. We're in Biscayne, and we've chosen our table where we're going to have our breakfast tomorrow morning. Haven't we, Steve?
And that's our room tour.
Yeah, lovely. Can't wait to get to breakfast. Oh, yeah, we will show you the veranda outside.
To one side of the room there was a door, and that led on to a wide balcony that went round the whole of the outside of the property. Each room had their own space, together with some seating and table area. Each space was different, and you got superb views overlooking this historic street. Now, it has always been one of Joanne's dreams to have a house with a veranda or a balcony. Guest house hotel has both, and it has also got some unique old-fashioned American vibes. That's why we chose it, together with its close location to the St Augustine streets and attractions. Thought I'd give an example of the sort of breakfast we have, all home cooked and absolutely gorgeous, together with either water or in this case peach juice, and also accompanying banana bread. It was absolutely lovely. Now on this occasion Joanne unfortunately was feeling too ill to go down for the meal, but I loved it. The next day Joanne did make it down, and we had an egg pie, seasoned potatoes and tomato salad, with a yoghurt parfait to finish. Very nice, different dishes, lovely. So we thought we'd explore a little bit more, and whilst we were out, grab ourselves something to eat. So looking around the neighbourhood, most of the houses were very similar to the guest house hotel that we were staying in. They'd given us a map and a box full of vouchers to have a look around St Augustine, and we very quickly realised we were going in the wrong direction. So we turned round and then decided to take in the St Augustine architecture. Our hotel was located in Cedar Street, and that actually went straight on to Granada Street, where you had the very imposing and lovely Littner Museum, which you see here. So we're going to go up to King Street, and that then leads directly down to the St Augustine Bay area, where we've decided to go for something to eat. So tonight we're just going to take in the overall vibe of St Augustine, and tomorrow we will do a more detailed tour of the city. This is Flagler College, which is a lovely college. It seems to be going through a degree of repair and restoration at the moment. So this is the Alcazar Hotel and City Hall, which was built by Henry Flagler and opened as a companion to the Ponce de Leon in 1888.
Cannonballs. Seeing the cannonballs?
Those are cannonballs, eh?
Yeah, there.
And there's the cannonballs. Though they're actually all welded together. Now arrived at our chosen restaurant, Harry's, and there's both an outside space and an inside space. You can't make reservations, and we knew that before we'd arrived, which is why we decided to turn up and see what we could see, and it was absolutely heaving. A really nice looking menu, lots of good southern fried dishes, really good selection of things.
So we're in Harry's, and it's all sort of Creole and urban street kind of fare, and we will let you know what it's like, but it looks great. So we're going to have a seafood dip, which is house smoked marquee salmon and poached shrimp served chilled, and then I'm going to have a pasta chicken Louisiane, and Steve's going to have a jambalaya.
Our seafood dip came out really quick and was very tasty. We got well stuck in there. However, our entrees, we had to wait and wait and wait, but it was well worth it when they arrived. Joanne had a really nice chicken pasta dish, which she absolutely loved, and I went for the southern style jambalaya, which was really nice, highly recommended. Directly opposite Harry's is the Matanzas Bay, and this is a part of the reason that St Augustine was chosen as an original settlement, as it provides a level of protection that allows you to fortify easily. Here, the Matanzas River will flow into the bay, which is then flowing itself into the Atlantic Ocean. In an effort to work off some of that gorgeous meal that we had, we decided that we would go down to the bayfront and have a look around. So this, for obvious reasons, is called the Bridge of Lions, and that's because of the replica Medici lions from Florence that guard the entrance to the bridge. It was opened in 1927, connecting the mainland city across to Anastasia Island. The bridge is a bascule, which is a drawbridge, and it opens to allow boat traffic to pass through. So, having fooled ourselves into thinking that we'd walked off some of the excess of our food, we decided that we'd go back to the hotel and sit out on the balcony and take the opportunity to grab some of that free wine and see how it goes down.
Yeah, it's chilly in the shade.
So we've had a lovely day and bought a few things in the Tanger Outlet. I got some shirts and trousers and also some t-shirts, and Joanne got a load of tops, which she was absolutely delighted about. But sitting here, we noticed something going on in the tree just to the side of us. Joanne thought it was a squirrel, I thought it was a cat, and it turned out to be a raccoon. Friendly little chap sitting there gnawing his foot and not having a care in the world. He's just sitting there watching the world go by, as we are. I've got my free wine, really nice. Amazing how our eyesight adapts to allow us to see both long and near distances. However, the camera isn't quite such, so I bunged on a telephoto lens and decided to see if that made a difference, and I finally managed to get him. And he was quite a cute little chap, though. When I did a Google, I found out actually raccoons are actually quite dangerous animals, and whilst a number of them are adapted to humans, adjusting their eating and habitats accordingly, if cornered, then they will bite and retaliate. And for our meal, we went to Harry's, which was a seafood and southern food place, which was really, really nice. Mind you, we had to wait for so long. It appears that they lost our tickets, so they actually gave us the entrees free of charge. But we had more than adequate. The quantity of food was superb. It was really reasonably priced, and it was absolutely delicious. I really enjoyed it, as did Joanne. So a delightful end to a fantastic day. Drinking our free wine on the balcony. What more could you ask for?